With the 2023 WWE Draft now in the history books, and it has now been confirmed that Roman Reigns and the undisputed WWE Universal Championship will now be exclusive to Friday Night SmackDown, Triple H has announced that exclusive to Raw, we will see the return or debut of a modernized version of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, which kind of makes Roman's reign disputed, I think. Anyway, along with the announcement of the return of a second world title within the WWE, the chief content officer went on to announce that the inaugural heavyweight champion will be crowned when WWE returns to Saudi Arabia for WWE Night of Champions. The first Night of Champions event taking place since 2015, which was then slightly altered to Clash of Champions between 2016 and 2020 before being scrapped altogether until now. Even though this event was initially meant to see the return of the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, WWE opted to change plans, and now, here we are. Because now that the Tribal Chief continues his reign over the Blue brand for however long he wants, this new WWE World Heavyweight Championship has opened the door for the WWE to either sink or swim with this second world title that has been written off as a consolation prize or the "you can't beat Roman Reigns so hidden damn" belt by critics and select fans alike. But for the uninitiated, that's not my style. I try to at least look at the positives of seeing the return of the World Heavyweight Championship while also being as realistic as possible. So sit back, relax, and let me show you how I would crown the inaugural WWE World Heavyweight Champion. We are live from the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville, Florida for the first Monday Night Raw after Backlash as the road to WWE Night of Champions officially begins. Fresh off of his war against Brock Lesnar, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes makes his way to the ring to let the world know that he is indeed broken and battered and that he does not know what his future holds and opts to walk away, leaving his future on the Red brand up in the air. Later on in the evening, WWE official Adam Pearce proceeds to announce how the next WWE World Heavyweight Champion will be crowned at Night of Champions.
Good evening. As Triple H announced prior to the WWE Draft, we will begin anew here on Monday Night Raw with the crowning of a brand new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And with WWE Night of Champions taking place 3 weeks from this Saturday, starting next week, there will be qualifying matches involving 8 competitors that have never won a World Championship within their careers, with only 4 advancing to the tournament. As for the 4 competitors that have won a World Championship in the past, they will automatically advance to the tournament that will kick off officially 1 week from next Monday night. Now, before we move on, that brings me to one competitor in particular, and that is Cody Rhodes. Moments ago, he has informed me that he wants to bypass entering the World Heavyweight Championship tournament because he wants other competitors to have the opportunity to shine while he has opted to go home and recover from his injuries and spend time with his family. We here in the WWE will respect his decision as we move forward with crowning a new WWE World Champion.
With Cody Rhodes removing himself from the equation, a new face of Monday Night Raw will be crowned. On the following edition of Monday Night Raw, the qualifying matches officially began, with the selected 4 former world champions automatically qualified to enter the tournament on the night of the monumental announcement. 4 matches took place on this evening featuring competitors that have never won the world title in their respective careers, where we saw the likes of Matt Riddle, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ricochet, and LA Knight advance to the tournament, setting the stage for the next 2 weeks, which will see the finals take place in Saudi Arabia. Over the following weeks on Monday Night Raw, the tournament to crown a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion officially began. The quarterfinals are about as competitive as expected, with Ricochet upsetting the brute force of Drew McIntyre to advance. LA Knight also withstanding the power of Sheamus enough to slip out the back door and caught the Celtic Warrior slipping to punch his ticket to the semifinals. Later on, despite having a lot to prove on his new brand, the pressure was indeed on for the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura, as he battled the Judgment Day's Finn Balor. And despite throwing everything at the first ever Universal Champion, Balor was able to get out of the way of a Kinshasa and connect with 2 back-to-back 1916s to advance. And finally, in a rematch from their intense rivalry last year, Seth freaking Rollins got the last laugh when he smoked Riddle with a stomp to pick up the win. The semifinals have now been set for the go-home edition of Raw before Night of Champions. We are live at the Giant Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania for the final edition of Monday Night Raw before the WWE takes over the Jeddah Superdome for WWE Night of Champions, as the semifinals will commence on this night, where Seth freaking Rollins clashes with Finn Balor in a SummerSlam 2016 rematch, and Ricochet clashes with LA Knight. The winners will advance to the finals to crown a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. If you entered into this first match expecting an all-out spectacle between Rollins and Balor, they delivered beyond belief, which frustrated Balor, and it was that moment that opened the door for the Architect to strike before putting the Prince away with the blackout. Seth Rollins advances to the finals. Knowing they have to live up to the task at hand, the one and only and the megastar entered the arena for a chance to prove to the world why they belong on the bigger stages, and once that bell rung, Knight and Ricochet proved that and then some, with Ricochet relying on his quickness and random feats of strength, but that wasn't enough to keep Knight down as he used Ricochet's speed against him when Knight got out of the way of a tope before going to town on the former North American champion, before sending Ricochet to the bottom rung as he ascends to victory, punching his ticket to Night of Champions. But Knight's victory was short-lived as fellow winner Seth freaking Rollins makes his way to the ring to confront his Night of Champions opponent before this Saturday.
Nah, I know what you came out here to do, so let me talk to you. First and foremost, I would like to say it is an honor and privilege to be sharing the ring with someone in high regards here in the WWE. And let's just run down your accolades, shall we? Multi-time WWE Champion, Universal Champion, Intercontinental Champion, United States Champion, Tag Team Champion, Money in the Bank, and Royal Rumble match winner. You've pretty much done it all in and around this business, and it would be appropriate to tell you that when we get to Saturday night, we're gonna steal the show and may the better man win. Nah. You see, while you bitched and moaned online and in interviews, I did what I had to do and not only prove to these people that I am the real deal, but that I can and will be the face of this company. So win, lose, or draw, when that final bell rings on Saturday, you will know without a shadow of a doubt that you've been in a war, and you will never forget the name of LA Knight. Yeah.
I love how you were talking and saying a whole lot of nothing over these people singing my song.
That's your problem, Seth. That has been your problem for the past year and a half. You care too much about what these people think, and in doing so, you keep losing the plot, coming out here dressed in tacky suits and laughing like a goofy dumbass. Here's some truth for you. While you're laughing and going on about singing songs, your brother, the tribal chief, still walks around as the #1 guy in the WWE while you sit comfortably at #2. But that was until Cody Rhodes came back, beat you 3 times, and now you're at #3, and to be honest, you're just a parody of your former self. And after Saturday, you will be at the bottom right where you belong, and
Rollins had heard enough before sending LA Knight crashing to the floor.
You're right about one thing, LA. I have become a parody until I had something to fight for, and now that I do, someone will be going back to the bottom, and that is you. Because I am the revolutionary, I am the visionary. I will not be an afterthought ever again, because I am the next World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins.
The time for talk is over. We started off with 8 and now we're down to the final 2. Who will achieve greatness at Night of Champions? We are live at the Jeddah Superdome in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia for the 10th edition of WWE Night of Champions. After starting off with 8 competitors, we are now down to the final 2, as it is now time for one of the 2 main events of the evening to crown the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion in modern WWE history, as the megastar LA Knight clashes with the visionary Seth freaking Rollins. The time for talk ended on Raw. It is now time to crown the new face of Monday nights. Once the bell rung, the match kicked off as intense and technically sound as expected, with Rollins proving tonight why he's considered one of, if not the best in the world, showing off his versatility from his power game to his agility all throughout the ring. But Knight was out with something to prove as he kept Rollins at bay, and even when he was caught lacking, found a way to power out back-to-back pin attempts, reminding Rollins what he said on Raw, that he is not here to be anything less than the top guy, that he will send Rollins down to the bottom of the ladder by any means necessary. As Knight was moments away from solidifying Rollins' fate at the bottom rung of the proverbial ladder, the architect slipped out of his grasp and connected with a massive curved stump to finally put LA Knight to bed to achieve victory, becoming the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion in modern WWE history. Once again reclaiming the position he feels he spent the better part of a year earning, forcing LA Knight to eat his words. He will never be an afterthought ever again as he stands before you once again, the face of Monday Night Raw as the World Heavyweight Champion. With this victory, it is only just the beginning. I don't know, I might be one of the few people that are in the small camp that don't mind the return or the reintroduction of the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I understand people's frustration with the whole consolation prize. Why did you put the title on Roman Reigns in the first place if you didn't want him to lose? Why did you merge the titles in the self-proclaimed greatest WrestleMania match ever? I understand that plight. I understand that frustration, but on the flip side, I don't see it as the end of the world with them reintroducing a second world title. Now, them continuing to call Roman Reigns undisputed is kind of null and void with the second world title because he's pretty much disputed at this point. They could just drop the WWE title and just say he's the Universal title. I don't know, are they going to continue the lineage from the original World Heavyweight Championship that debuted in 2002? Is it going to be a new lineage? We don't know. That's more so up to the company to tell us what is going on. But like I said, I'm not really losing sleep or patience over them introducing the world title now. What I am losing sleep and patience over is the fact that I finished this video. LA Knight is drafted to SmackDown. I thought he was going to be drafted to Raw, be involved in the tournament. But in my honest opinion, I still feel the same way. It doesn't matter who's in the finals. I feel like Seth Rollins should be the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion because in storyline, he is the only person that has not lost to Roman Reigns clean or within interference. I think the only time he won was by disqualification. So it would make sense for the guy that Roman hasn't beaten is the only other guy that has a world title that is at his level. So it's up to WWE to make Rollins at the same level with Roman Reigns so it doesn't feel like a secondary title, so it doesn't feel like a consolation prize, so it doesn't feel like a hit damn you can't beat Roman, so here's the title for you just so you can shut the up. But all in all, with the WWE Draft officially in the rearview mirror, I'm intrigued with what they're going to do going forward. Is it going to be the same old where they don't really care too much about the draft and it's going to be a non-existent brand split again? Only time will tell, but for now, the draft is done. We'll get a new World Heavyweight Champion in a few weeks at WWE Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. I'm intrigued, but if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more like it, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And while you're doing that, check out this particular video right here where I ask, what if Cody Rhodes wins this year's Money in the Bank? Y'all be brief. On the tag, coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level gotta increase. Bringing content on a daily.